Welcome to Say It Larry J. I am your host, Larry J, and today is Fun Day Friday. Let me get my little book. I hope you are having a great day today. Um, quite sure many of you have plans, but anyway, let's jump right on into the topic today. One of the topics, um, of course, if you paid attention to my thumbnail, you'll see I have a question mark. I was kind of contemplating on having the conversation over this particular topic because it's a trending topic as we speak. And things are still evolving with this topic. This topic pertains to on the some people may believe, some people may not believe, but it pertains to more on the spiritual side as well. And I don't want to actually touch into it just yet because as things are evolving, there are things that I'm actually depicting on the natural side and the spiritual side. So when I do come on here and talk about that topic, I want to be fully prepared and aware. Now, some of you probably said, "What do you mean fully prepared?" Because, and this is a conversation that I know I'll be engaging in. But I get on here and I entertain, of course, and I have my motivational moments of when I'm talking about things and entertaining as well. But when you start engaging on the spiritual side, you really have to know what you are up against, and you have to know what you are pretty much walking in, which that is more of my lane. But I want to just make sure you want to make sure when you have that's you want to make sure your spirit is sound and you actually seeing things of where they are. That's why if you ever notice, people are mindful. You have to be mindful. Have you ever seen of some people? They're mindful who they let their kids stay with. Their kids stay with because of who the parents are and what the parents may allow. And then you wonder why when you let your child go over here and they come back to the house and you wondering why they acting like a monkey and they acting like Chucky and they acting like a mad scientist on the loose, which we already have one of those on the loose as well, running this country. So that is particular why. So I'm actually going to save, and some of you may not know, some of you may not know, but if you're paying attention to what's going on in the world right now, it is one of the trending topics, and it has something to do with Houston, Texas. On to the next event. The Book of Faces. The Book of Faces, which is Facebook, but I call it the Book of Faces. Why do I call it the Book of Faces? Because many people get on Facebook and you never know what type of lies people are actually living on Facebook. Because people paint out to you what they want you to see. People be living a whole life story on Facebook, and then when you see them on in person, it is nothing like what they produce on Facebook. They may show you one image of them. Yeah, they may show you one image of them, and they've used photo cropped and photo edit their picture, and they look like Tara Banks until you see them in person. Some people look one way and then they catfish you and they get on the other. So I call it the Book of Faces. Now, what the many of you know about algorithm, there is a computer program allegedly. It's a computer program that if you really watch some of the what it is biographies, I think, is it a biography, well, whatever it's called, if you really watch some of those, they go into the depthness of um the algorithms, and the algorithm pretty much can pick up what you like. And actually how the computer program works is actually starting to pick up what you like and what you may like 5 years from now, what type of lifestyle that you may be living 5 years from now, what type of person you may live in based upon how you respond to people comments on Facebook, how many likes and who you like determine the algorithm, which In some cases, I'll say insurance companies use something similar to the algorithm that qualifies and determines like what your insurance rate is, what the market rate is, and etc. And how your driving record will be from 5, 10 years from now, based upon they call it the black box in insurance companies. But in Facebook, YouTube, it's the algorithm. The algorithm capture all of the data and put it in so well. With Facebook was talking about in one of the articles. Oh, let me pay attention to time. I have a meeting in a few minutes. Facebook was talking about, there is a depiction of where they can actually determine who actually fantasize over you, allegedly, who have a crush over you based upon, how many likes they like, how they go in your profile. Because see, the algorithm pick up all of that. When people go in your profile, what they looking at, what pictures they liking, are they loving it? If they liking it, it sends one pointer. If they loving it, it sends another. So the algorithm picks up all that, and they'll, from reading the article, they're actually determining and seeing like you get to see who have a crush on you. Now, some of you may find out that it's some psychopaths that may have a crush on you. They may be all in your pictures. Yeah, they may be all in your picture because you don't know who is actually looking in your pictures until they like them. And some people don't click on the likes and see who all like. Sometimes I do that. I like to see who all like the picture. And if I see an unfamiliar face that I know that's probably like my friend, I'm like, who is this? So I go to putting on my investigation hat. So that's so you may be where's it? But y'all, I'll be right back. I gotta go get something. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to go get something real quick. Feel like he just be all over the place. Sure do. So that is it with what Facebook. So you all, because some of y'all be on Facebook and you just be going and doing things, and you have no earthly idea what you be doing. You just be uploading stuff, and you don't know this stuff actually keeps up with, and it tracks and it foresees what your potential things will be. Now, my next, this was very. Let me see. Miss Bottoms Up. Who is Miss Bottoms? I call Miss Keisha Lance. Don't get me wrong, I like Miss Keisha Lance Bottoms. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Miss Keisha Lance. Now I was watching this on another YouTube, so I decided I want to go look at her her Tweety Birds Twitter. So I was sitting up here and I went in on her Tweety Bird. She says, due to this was November 8th. Due to damage in our call center, we're experiencing issues with our 911 and 311 services. Crews have been working all night to get these services restored. While we're experiencing delays, 911 is working. If it's an emergency, please do not hang up, as that only delays the response. Let's go and see what else she says. Um, no matter, she says also, no matter what city you're in, anytime you call, now check this out. Anytime you call 911, it is better to hold than to hang up. It's like getting out of line in a store. You don't get to cut back in where you were. You do if you know somebody. You go to the back of the line. Go ahead, Miss Bottoms Up. Look at what she said. She said you don't get. She just say anything on this. Thank you for your patience and understanding. 911 remains operational and is currently transitioning back into their primary facilities. 311 is fully up and running. November 9th, she says, commissioners and external partners who worked around the clock faithfully to make sure that our systems were fully restored. Although there is still no air, God, although there is still no air in the building, cut this back on. Without complaint, they're back at their desks working to keep us all safe. Now she just put out that these people out here working in a building with no air in it. Isn't that an OSHA violation? Hmm. Thank you so much, Miss Keisha Bottoms Up. Now this is pretty much like, when you leave home and you put on Facebook or Instagram, you're going out of town for at least a week, 4 days, and you tell the whole wide world you're going to New Orleans or DC, somewhere like that, 3, 4 days, and you let the whole world know that your house is actually unoccupied and nobody will be home, and you give them permission to break in or commit whatever crimes that they choose to do because your stupid self decided that you wanted to let the whole world know that you ain't home. So Miss Bottoms Up have let the whole city of Atlanta know. This was between November 8th through the 9th. She let the whole city of Atlanta know if you decided and you want to create a crime, you could do so within this hour. Because if you call 911, it is best that you stay in line because if you hang up, you have gotten out of line. And therefore, you will have to get back in line at the bottom of the line and you will have to wait 2 times for your time to be on call. So who's going to do that? I have 8 minutes. So who's going to actually do that? But this is our wonderful mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. I don't understand why do these political figures get on these social media sites and expose their own city and their town and the world when you have Dr. Jekyll, the mad scientist, doing the very exact same thing. Some of you probably know who I'm talking about when I say the mad scientist. I think that is all for today. This is Fun Day Friday. I hope you all have plans for the weekend. I'm actually burning up because I end up bringing all these fleece and all of this stuff down here, and it's not even how many degrees it is outside. This thing says it's 72 degrees, and I'm sitting here wearing a freaking fleece. So now I gotta go and see did I bring something short sleeve to wear so I don't pass out. What was my next topic? Oh yes, let me try to fit this in for the last few minutes. Have you all ever had a friend that you cannot have on speakerphone because they just say anything, or someone that they just say anything, and you have them on speakerphone, and you kind of cognizant of who you're around and who they're around because you never know what they liable to let come out of their mouth. I'll be that friend. I'll be that friend. Because there have been instances. I was on the phone with a friend just yesterday. Went through the McDonald's drive-through. And she ordered some nuggets, fries, and she wanted, I think it was a chicken pot. No, it was an apple pie. Well, instead of the girl telling her they didn't have any apple pies, the girl told her, "Oh, we burn them up." And so I was on the phone. I said, "Well, how you gonna tell somebody you burn up the pies? You're not even supposed to tell people that." And so she had to turn me down because I've been told when I'm on speakerphone, people have me turned down to the lowest knob, and my volume still seem like it's like at the highest knob. But I've been trying to talk soft so people can't hardly hear me. But I guess because I be yelling so much, I don't even know if I'm yelling in this mic or not. And there was one occasion. So she got up there to the lady, and the lady told her, she was like, "Yeah, we burn up the pies, so there aren't any." And so I think the lady heard me when I said, "How you gonna say y'all burn up the pies? At least you could have said something else." And so my friend was actually laughing. And the lady, she was still sitting there talking. That was one instance. Another instance, I was actually on the phone with someone, and they was going to get some fingerprints done. And so I got on the topic of a particular conversation, and I was on Duo, and I saw that she was outside. But I didn't know she was around people. But I just got carried off in the conversation. I said, "These black," I won't say the word. And so she looked at the phone because it was like this. The phone was like this. So I'm sitting there. And so she looked at the phone like this. She was like, "Larry, you do know you're actually on live, you on Duo, and you on speaker." And then when I said these black, it was a white man in front of her. She turned the camera around, and the white man was in front of her. And it was one on the side of her. I didn't know. I thought it, I had just forgotten. Because when I get to rolling and talking, I just go to flowing. Why they good to have me on speakerphone? And then there was one time she was actually going through she was going through the drive-through, and we were just talking, and she said something, and I said, "You racist." I said, "You racist." And so it was a white man beside her, and the white man looked, and she said, "Oh no, I got to turn you down. I'm gonna have to get off the phone with you," because the man looked at her because he thought that she had said it when she the man was standing kind of near her car, and she wasn't expecting me to say it. Actually, when I be on the phone with people, they don't be expecting a lot of stuff, but they kind of be open-minded. Like, so one day she called me this week. She said, "Okay, so Larry, before we get into this, I have something to tell you. Please be mindful you are on speakerphone in my car. So I am in a public setting. So please be mindful what you decide to allow to come out of your mouth, or you just get comfortable and just let it come out of your mouth. Please be mindful." I just want to give you that disclaimer because I don't want you to embarrass yourself and me. Really, I don't want you embarrassing me. Whew. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Said Larry J. I am your host, Larry J. Make sure you click that like button, that subscribe button, share it with someone for a laugh, for inspirational and motivational encouragement. And thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful fun day, Friday, and weekend. Bye.